Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how to make fried chicken breast. Actually, these are boneless, skinless chicken thighs using Kentucky Kernel seasoned flour. And the first thing, of course, is the mise en pois, or however you pronounce it. So I've got my skillet on the stove. I do not have, I'm using pure butter. It actually works very well with pure butter. It also works pretty good with oil, but it seems to work a little bit better when you're doing boneless, skinless chicken breast or thighs when you use a low heat, such as butter. Olive oil tends to almost get a little bit gummy if you're cooking, if you're pan frying it. It does good if you're deep frying, but if you're going to pan fry, I really do recommend that you use butter. It gives it a crisper crust and also a better flavor. So we've got our chicken thighs all ready to go, and we've got a large mixing bowl, and I'm going to go ahead and open up, pardon me, my box of seasoned flour. And it's not easy holding the camera in one hand and trying to cook in the other. So anyway, take the flour out of the box, put it in the bowl, and I'm going to attempt to cut it here. And I'm going to use an entire bag of flour for 4 chicken thighs. So basically what I do, let me just move things around just a little bit. Basically what I do is I dump half of it into the bowl, and then I basically dump the chicken on top of it. And I'm going to make a mess here. And the chicken is going to be wet, so there's no need to moisten it or make it wet or anything like that. You simply put it in the bowl and then dump the rest of the flour on top of it. And then at this point, you're simply going to start mixing it up. You want a lot of flour because you want every square inch completely covered in flour. And you're going to do this, and then after it's completely covered, every square inch of all the pieces of chicken is completely covered, you're then just going to let it rest for a while. You're going to let it create almost a dry crust on the outside because the wetness of the chicken is going to combine with the dryness of the flour, and it's going to create like a crust. And so that's one of the reasons you want a lot of flour, because you want enough that the wet chicken will absorb it. So I'm literally just mixing it around. You cannot get too much on here because before we start frying it, we're going to actually shake off any excess. So it's not like you're going to have just globs of flour on it. You just want all of that wet chicken to be completely coated by the dry seasoned flour. So, and I know that I wasn't holding the camera very well, but that's really this step. So then I'm going to stop the camera, and then we'll go on to the next step. If I can stop it here.